Hello, fellow associates.
Hello, welcome to the air fresheners.
This is Kristina.
And Steven. We need to spice up our intro, so...
Yeah, we're adding some hot sauce to this one.
Yes, we're covered in hot sauce.
Yes. And today we will be discussing male versus female perspectives on dating apps because we both love dating apps. And
Do we love them?
I fucking love dating apps. So, yeah.
I feel like this is good because, I mean, who doesn't want to know what the opposite sex is thinking, right?
Yeah, this will be a really good episode to give the perspective of what a guy is thinking on dating apps and what a female is thinking on dating apps. And from someone who's got a very huge number of people on his list from dating apps.
Don't say huge.
Okay. Not huge. I've got a good number of people from dating apps.
Right.
Yeah.
A classy number.
A classy number from dating apps. But
Steven's no whore.
Definitely not a whore.
Not yet.
I mean,
you're on your way, but...
it depends who you ask.
It's okay. It's okay.
You know?
So, what is your take on dating apps? We hear you love them.
Yeah, I love dating apps. So, when I want to have fun, I download dating apps.
Also, can we talk about how else are you supposed to meet new people in a sense? Like, if you're not in college anymore, like, how would you go about finding, like, hot people?
So, like, a lot of people are like, oh, just go to a bar, just, like, go out.
That
just,
doesn't
like, go
work.
meet
That
someone.
doesn't
like,
work.
you can, but, like, so many girls are used to just getting, like, hit on by guys at, like, a bar. So, like, as a guy...
And as a girl, if a guy came up to me in a bar, I would already be like, oh, this guy is doing this. Like,
yeah. Like, a girl knows what's coming. Like, if you're a guy at a bar and you go up and you approach them. So, I think, like, on dating apps, if someone's on a dating app, unless they expressly say, like, I'm here for a relationship, they're more than likely going to be down to, like, at least hang out and, like, something
get to know each other. Yeah.
So, like, for me, a dating app is, like, a catalog of females that I could potentially have a good time with.
Right.
And so, like, no shame. Like, that's what it is for me. Like, when I'm not in the mood to just go out and, like, cold approach a female, I'm always on a dating app.
Yeah.
So it works. It's great.
Right. Especially when you find those people, like, aligned with, like, the same things that you want, or even just, like, for me, it's just to get to know, like, someone else or, like, go to, like, grab a beer with somebody or, like, you know what I mean? Because it's, like, you just need to have that understanding that that's what each other is looking for. Yeah. Like, okay, if you want to fuck the first night, like, you'll find those types of people. But if you want to just find someone that, like, to have a drink with or, like, to just get to know that's new, like, that's also where you can find people. So,
and there's something on every dating app for everyone. So people are saying, like, oh, well, I can't find a serious relationship on a dating app. One of my most serious relationships I've ever had, to the point of, like, where I moved in with this person, I met her on Tinder.
Oh, wow.
And then,
I didn't know
like,
that.
3 of my most, like, literally my top 3 sexual experiences out of everyone I've been with have been from a dating app. So, like, everything I've ever wanted to find, I've found on a dating app. I think that the way that the culture in, like, our modern day and age is, like, shifting towards is, like, more people are getting on them. Like, people used to make fun of it, but now it's like everyone has a Tinder, everyone has a Hinge.
Right.
And, like, if you don't have one, eventually you're probably going to have one, or you had one in the past. So, like, everyone's had their fair share of experiences with dating apps.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're in your 20s, you've definitely been on one.
Yeah. It's hard not
Possibly.
to be. It's hard not to be. Even just to entertain the idea of, like, a catalog of people. It's just... You know,
yeah,
it's
kind of nice to just look through what your options are.
Yeah, see who matches with you, get the validation.
Yeah, I feel like we're in need of a new dating app, though. Because Hinge is, like, a profile of, like, someone you can go through. And I like all the details that you get. Like, you can see what they do and, like, their height and, like, something, like, sarcastic or how they answer questions. Like, the questions on Hinge sometimes are, like, so basic, but, like, you can tell someone's humor by, like, how they answer them. So I actually kind of like that because it opens you up to, like, respond to something of theirs with, like, something sarcastic as well. So
yeah,
I don't know. I
Hinge,
feel like
Hinge is a good app for sure. Like, I remember, like, Hinge used to be a lot
little
more
bit
like
classier.
Yeah, it used to be a lot more like high quality, but I feel like so many people have started shifting to Hinge. So a lot of the people that, like, you, like, wouldn't want to match with on Tinder are now on Hinge too.
Right.
But the fact that you have to put more work into, like, building an attractive profile, and you can't just like swipe on someone. You have to like specifically like a certain part of their profile.
Right.
It makes it more unique. But one app I haven't been on lately is Bumble. Because I feel like
what
Bumble,
happened with that
like,
one?
It's a good app for sure because like the female has to message the guy first.
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah, but there's so many girls that like will literally just message like hi or hey, and like I understand from a female's perspective now. It's like if a guy just messages you hey, you're not gonna respond to him most of the time unless he's like your dream guy. And just, like,
I don't know. Like I always feel like there's so much pressure. So I would never respond or like say hi. I would have to come up with something like funny to say because that's just who I am. Like I don't want to say anything if it's not going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like very interesting for me to hear that you get girls that are like they don't put in any effort.
Yeah, they just think that because you're the guy, you're gonna put in all the effort. And like maybe a few years ago, like that, I would have been the one that's like, oh, let me think of something creative to say back. Like she said hi to me, she's interested. But now it's just like, no, if a girl like says hi or hey or sends me something short, next. Like I've got plenty of other matches. Like
you're becoming a female, Steven. You're like, you did not impress me.
So actually a funny story, when I broke up with my ex, I actually hit Kristina up and I was like, Kristina, I need my professional pictures done. And
yes, this was awesome.
100% of the reason why I got my pictures done was for Tinder, Hinge, and Bumble. So if you don't have
and how has that worked for you?
I owe you a lot of money.
Sweet. Amazing. That's what I want to hear. This could just be natural advertising for people to like take photos.
Yeah.
Because like, also side note, I feel like it's really important for people to have photos taken of themselves like we did. We literally just went downtown St. Pete and like took like what was it? Like 2 different outfits. Like we just did 2 different looks.
It was like 3 different
downtown.
shirts, 2 different pairs of pants. We just went downtown.
We just mixed it up a little bit. And it was awesome because like you feel so good when you have something that represents you the right way. I think once a year is the minimum people should have their photo taken because like that's who you're presenting yourself as. Like your social media, like, you know, your business profile, whatever you're working on, everyone needs to be able to represent themselves the right way. So that was really cool that you did that because like that was one of the first times I've worked like one-on-one with a male because like females like get photos taken like pretty often or whatever. So like to have that variety was really cool. And like, I mean, it was good like advertising as well. Like I've used those photos of you for like my portfolio and things like that. So like, I think that's really important for guys to feel comfortable with that. Yeah. Like I think girls are like always getting their photos taken, but like I think guys should actually hire like a professional photographer and make sure it's someone that's going to actually make you look good and not like tacky, you know?
Not like you're going for like a Walmart photo shoot, but that was like the one thing that I've heard from like a lot of the girls that like I've talked to is like guys that take selfies and post it.
It's disgusting.
Like, no one likes a selfie. Like I have one selfie on my Tinder, but it's a boomerang of me, and it's like one of the best looking like pictures of me that I can possibly find, and it's a boomerang. So like there's that, but like a lot of girls complain all the time, and I see when I'm swiping through profiles, like girls don't like guys that have like pictures of them with like fish. Like a girl
oh my god, it's the worst. I was going to say I can't wait to get into what we just automatically swipe on because that's such a thing in Florida anyway, as a guy just needs to show the biggest fish that they've caught.
Like why does a girl like maybe you might find like that one girl that drives a truck that like likes your fish, but like majority of people don't like your fish. Don't post a picture of you with a fish.
Also, like this is also something I see guys do is like post pictures with dogs. Yeah. And like it is so overdone, but guys think they're so creative by doing that. They're like, oh, this is a cute dog.
So from a guy's perspective though, seeing girls' profiles, I've seen a lot of profiles that like if I swiped right, it's because you're dog. So I think that guys have been trained through the years of using dating apps to think that if they have a picture of a dog, it's going to get them a right swipe.
Well, I don't think it's not going to work for me.
Yeah. I don't think it's a good thing, but I think that like unless you have like a dog and it's one picture of you like walking your dog or something like that. Okay,
one picture overdone. Is fine, but when it's all 5 photos on Hinge of you and your fucking dog, I'm like, you're in a relationship with your dog. Like, I don't want... I have nothing against you loving your animal, but like don't play it off as like a tactic to get girls. Like it doesn't work. Yeah. I mean, I guess it does work according to you.
Dog, then like apparently like what's after the dog? Like what about
you? Like is there a personality behind that? So
Is there anything besides like fish pictures that you just immediately swipe left on?
Left is the way that
left
you
is
don't...
like, no, I don't want you at all.
Oh, okay. That's just the normal way I swipe.
Left swipe, yep.
Trucks are kind of annoying. That is so bad here.
No
God,
comment.
it's disgusting.
Welcome to Florida.
Trucks, fish, what else? Anything that's like you said, like the selfie thing. You get away with one. You can have one selfie.
One selfie, but you should have as many pictures of yourself as you can. I would say like a minimum of 5 to 6. If you have like 2 or 3 pictures, and like especially if you're a girl, if you have 2 or 3 pictures and 1 or 2 pictures you look like super hot, but like you don't have any pictures of your body, or it looks like you're working your angles.
You're just working with like
left. Like I don't
up.
know what else you look like, and I'm not about to go to a bar and meet you if I don't know what else you look like. And I don't want to be rude by saying, "Hey, what else do you look like?" It's a catalog. Like, if you want to sell yourself to other people, you post everything that you can post.
Yeah. Okay, so I feel like we should do this in an organized way. So how about I ask you, what are 3 do's and 3 don'ts?
Okay.
And then you can ask me. 3 do's. What do you look for that like instantly?
So for me personally, I'm not going to count this because this is just me. But if a girl says something like, not on here to fuck, or I'm looking for a relationship, that's an immediate left swipe.
That's a challenge.
It's a good thing though, because like for someone that's
nice,
like looking for what I look for, like I'm not going to waste your time if I know that you're not looking for relationships. I'm not going to play any games. I'm not going to try to like snake my way in. Like, we're not fucking. You obviously don't want to fuck. Plain and simple, left swipe. I don't like truck pictures. I don't like fishing pictures.
Do girls do that too?
I've seen a few. I mean,
ew, that's Florida.
That's Florida. I've seen that. If a girl is doing like duck lips, like I was actually about to screenshot this, but there was one girl, she had 7 pictures, and every single photo was her with duck lips.
So wait, are we doing don'ts right now?
I guess I'll start with don'ts.
Okay.
So don't
duck lips.
Don't duck lips. I'm not a big fan of empty bios. Like, I know.
What are you, like?
Yeah, like I don't want
to.
I don't want to message you and like know nothing about you. Like, at least give me something to like open a conversation with. Because like without a bio, especially like if you're not looking for a hookup and you're looking for a relationship, but you don't, if there's nothing in your bio, like I don't know what to talk to you about. Yeah. So like just fill out your bio. Take like 5 seconds, put something in your bio, even if it's like something stupid. I've been swiping left on blondes.
Left?
Left. I've been swiping left on blondes.
Okay, like left is the wrong way?
Yeah, left is the...
Okay, swipe right. Okay, yeah, I get it.
So I've been all about just brunettes and redheads lately. Oh. That's been a thing. I immediately swipe left on a girl that has anything to do with country music in her bio.
Ew.
If every single...
This is just our type, though, showing.
This is our type, yeah.
Yeah.
If I see a girl has anything related to country music or country in her bio, it's a left swipe for me.
Yeah.
Sorry,
this
dog.
Is not your
It's
type.
a left swipe.
Do you feel like... What is something that is a do when they maybe message you first? Or do you get a lot of girls that message you first?
Love when a girl messages me first.
Okay.
I would say out of everyone that I match with, maybe 25% of people might message me first. I get like a lot of like heart eyes, or like they'll ask me about photography.
That's cool.
Or because like I have my Instagram on there and they can see like my photography tagged. So it's a good opening line, and like it's easier when a guy doesn't have to open, because we feel like we have to use like some stupid pickup line or some cheesy thing.
Right. It's almost better for girls to talk first.
Yeah. So
for it to be more natural.
If a girl could be flirty or just like open the conversation with something simple, it's so much better that way. But like at the same time, like a guy should still be able to
come up with
something at the same time too. So yeah, kind of all over the place. But how would you, so for like Hinge, I'm just talking about like what I've experienced.
Would you rather, how would you want a message if someone like matched with you on Hinge, right? But you don't want to open up that conversation, because people don't really get back to like the messages in like dating apps. What is the best way to get a conversation over, like, say if they DM you on Instagram, like, would you, like, has a girl ever done that? for you before? Like if they just message you on Instagram instead?
I've never messaged anyone that I'm trying to hook up with on Instagram, believe it or not. I've never had a DM with anyone that's trying to message me on Instagram. But because I mean it is like also kind of my like photography page too. So it's a little bit more professional. But I keep all of my like I guess my incoming and outgoing like dating and like hookup type things on dating apps. So if a girl is messaging me on Hinge, usually just something like short and sweet, but like an open-ended question. Like open-ended questions on dating apps is the way to go.
Okay.
So like if I send a girl a question or I send her like a pickup line, I try to finish it off every time with something that opens her up to like talk about it. It's like the same way if someone just responds to you with LOL. Like how do you respond to LOL?
You can't.
Yeah.
Or even just like an emoji, like you're not going to be able to really like respond to
unless
that.
It's like a winky face, then I'll respond to that. But
that's the only one that like opens conversation. Yeah.
But I don't know. Open-ended questions I think are the trick to making dating apps work to communicate with people.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So like for me, sometimes I don't even like check the messages though. Like I'm almost like I don't want to do like back and forth like small talk or anything like that. So like how do you transition out of that to something else? Like do you add them on Snapchat? Like do you give them your number?
So I have a little strategy.
Okay, let's hear it. That's what this is about.
And it works really well for me. I have nothing serious in my bio on Hinge and Tinder. So
looking to fuck.
It's pretty obvious from the beginning. And also too, I have a hashtag CHD for call her daddy in my bio.
Oh, nice.
And I feel like that works for me a lot because girls are like, oh, he listens to call her daddy. Like,
great.
Yeah. So usually with the nothing serious part in there, if I'm like, as long as we've had like a few little like sentences back and forth, I always say, is it too early to ask for Snap or your phone number? And they're like, no, it's not too early. And then she sends me her Snap or her phone number. And then I get her on Snapchat. And then when I get her on Snapchat, it's usually...
it's easier to talk because you can see them. Like
it's back and forth and it's a lot faster. So like after I do that, that's when I would start escalating the conversation, but not too much. And I would say, so like, you're okay with the whole nothing serious thing? And then if she's like, yeah, that's okay. Or if I said something along the lines of that, that's when I would start like opening up the dialogue of like, okay, so like, what are you into? Like, is this going to be like a compatible thing? Like, if it doesn't go past that, then on to the next one. Like I've deleted a lot of people off Snapchat just because I don't think we're going to go anywhere sexually.
Right.
So, yeah.
That makes sense. That's a good way to do it because like, I feel like texting someone is like really boring. So it's like, unless you already have plans to see that person, it doesn't make sense to just like off the bat, like text them because there's no visual. I feel like our generation is so obsessed with like seeing how that person is before. Yeah. And like, that's why like, I feel like Instagram's like a good way to like get my attention as well. Like even if you message me there or, if a guy was to message me on Hinge, like I'll follow you or I'm going to message you on Instagram. I'd be like, oh, okay. Like, because most people understand that like you're not going to be as quick to answer on dating apps as you are on like
you check Instagram all day long, you don't check dating apps all day long.
Right, exactly. So especially for me, like there will be like times I'll go through and not check like 3 or 4 days. So now I just look like an asshole and I haven't answered you. But really it's just that I like forget about it and I don't have notifications on. That's also a big thing for me is that if I have I don't have notifications on for Instagram, for Snapchat, for Hinge, like those are all things that I know I would be too distracted to see all day if I kept seeing like
always
pings.
Coming up. Yeah, especially as a female, I can't imagine because I know your notifications compared to a male's notifications on a dating app.
It's weird. Yeah. It's just like even just opening it is like there's a huge like distraction of it. So I'm just like, nah, I don't want to deal with this all the time. So, I don't know what else do I want to say about DMs.
Taking it back, what are as a female's perspective, what are your do's and don'ts?
Very similar to yours. Trucks, fish, selfies out. Don't do any of those things. One selfie is all you get. And then have someone take your photo. Like, I don't know. I hate to say this, but I am pretty picky with who I look at because photos aren't my life. Like literally I judge you based on the quality of your photo, which is just really unfortunate for me. But like
it's a selfie compared to like a professionally done picture though, Just
Yeah.
just get your pictures taken.
Right. Just do it. Or
especially
even
if you're like a
with a
desperate
fucking
guy.
iPhone. Like someone can make you look really good with portrait mode.
If you're a desperate guy and you're trying to get laid on social media or like a dating app, just spend like 50 or 75 or $100. Just get your pictures taken. You've got the pictures forever.
Right.
I'm using the same pictures for like over a year now. They've paid me several times over. Trust me, just get your pictures taken.
It's just worth it.
Especially if you live in St. Pete and you know Kristina, get your pictures taken.
Thank you. Or Tampa or Sarasota. Like, we can make something happen.
Yeah.
That's awesome to hear because, like, I've always even thought about how funny it would be to just like advertise for dating apps.
You should, yeah.
Fucking should.
If I paid you a royalty fee for every like experience I've gotten
off a dating
app.
Why the fuck didn't I do that with you last year?
It's all thanks to Kristina's
pictures. So much more money. 10 cents per.
Might want to charge me more than that.
I don't know if I really need to.
True.
Oh my god, that was awesome.
What about your dues?
So my dues. I think for some reason, like I said, like, okay, sorry, it was so distracted.
We'll keep
Okay,
going.
dues. So for some reason, a guy inviting me to chat on Hinge is so annoying. That's like the pussy move.
Yeah.
Like, I can't think of anything to say, so you get to talk to me. Like, okay. No, like it's
pussy.
so annoying. I hate it. And I have a line I use for this.
Okay.
And I think I've told you this before, but it's like, it's so stupid. It's like, always invited to chat, never chatted to.
That's good. It's so creative.
I feel like it's so fucking stupid.
It's so creative.
But I get it all the time. Like every time I match with somebody or I like a guy's photo, like they instantly invite me to chat. And I'm like, once I see that you want me to pursue you, I'm like, bitch, you should be pursuing me. Like, unless I have something really creative to say from one of your fucking questions you asked, like, that's your go-to. Like, you should be doing that. So that's kind of annoying.
And this is where it, like, falls into, like, guys versus girls because, like, as a guy, we're always expected to, like, make the first move. We're always expected to do
I
these
don't
things,
always expect that.
but majority of the time. So, like, there's been a few times, like, I mean, I match with more people than, like, I should. So, like, honestly, if I was going to go, I'm probably going to delete my Tinder soon. I'm going to go back through, rebuild my profile, and then I'm going to start fresh. And I'm only going to match with people that I have the intention of, like, messaging. Because I think I've got, like, 70 or 80 something matches on Tinder right now. And I just haven't messaged. I haven't messaged them.
Really?
So it's like, I'll pick, like, 2 or 3 people that I think I'd be compatible with, and I would message them first. But I know all these other girls that are matching with me are probably thinking, like, why the fuck is this guy not matching me first? So I'm way less, like, girls that I would see on Hinge. I won't even match with them, even if they're, like, a 10 out of 10, like, hot, thinking, like, I could probably, like, get with them just because I'm not in the mood to, like, match with them and talk to them. So I don't know. There's, like, a weird thing there because, like, guys are always expected to make the first move. But if I don't have the energy for it and I'm not feeling it, I'm just...
not going to do it.
Nope, you're hot, but next. I just don't feel like it.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. It's like, oh... you want me to put in more work than I already am?
I'm already putting work in on 5 other people. Can't do it.
No thanks. That's where I'm not very committed to dating apps, though. Like, I used, like, Tinder once, and I hooked up with this, like, really hot 18-year-old, like, the first night. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, almost that, like, scenario kind of, like, outruled Tinder for me. Yeah. And it was great. Kind of, but like I was just like, I don't really think that this is for me. So
I hear that a lot. A lot of girls say that Tinder's not for them. That also reminds me, I found a statistic.
Oh, okay, let's hear it.
So 78% of users on Tinder are male. Enough said. And it's like 27 point something or 28 point something % of users are female.
Okay.
And then everything else in between is like trans and like everything else. So it's like the amount of people that are on Tinder, it's like the girl to guy ratio. It's like going to a party where there's like 15 guys and like 2 girls. There's a lot of fucking competition. Yeah. So
maybe I should get on it. But I don't really know if there's like... I feel like what girls want to know is like, where are the attractive guys at? Because I feel like I spend a lot of time just fucking swiping through like bullshit.
I went me and my ex, we sat down one day and we were going through her Tinder, just like swiping, and she was just like, she's like, what do you think about my profile? Like, what do you think about
you
these
just want to
guys?
know.
And like just seeing from a female's perspective, like the guys that they're swiping through, I was like,
It's
wow,
a
you guys
joke.
have a lot to filter through
It's
before
actually a lot of
yeah,
work. Yeah.
But for me, it's like, I mean, my
not that
my
bad.
standards
Your standards are questionable. Not really. I feel like you hook
Yeah.
up with like cute girls, so
yeah, most of the time. I either
Hopefully.
hook up with like super cute girls or freaks. It's
yeah.
or both.
Yeah.
but-
So it's like
Yeah.
either or.
Yeah.
But
There's a lot more to filter through as a female than there is a male. 78% to 28%. There's or whatever the
lot.
number. Yeah.
That's
there's
a lot.
Yeah.
that's triple the amount that you have to filter
Yeah.
through. So you could probably get through like swiping within like how long does it take before you get
So
bored?
I set my. I mean, if I'm in the mood for a cougar, I'll set my age range from like 35.
Oh,
to
so
like,
you adjust your age
yeah,
range.
I've done that before a lot, and I've actually
Huh.
found three cougars, 2 of them that I've slept with, 1 of them that I was just like on a date with. But I'll change my age range from like 35 to like 60.
80.
Just to see what's on there, because I
Yeah.
mean, like, you know, I've been with the 56-year-old before,
Uh-huh.
but most of the time my age range will be from like 18 to like 28, and I'll set my range from like 20 miles.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not
Maybe
dri-
I
I'm
need
not
to limit
driving-
my age
Yeah.
range because right now it's at like
18. Just 18. 18 to 19.
No, it's like 18 to 35
Okay.
just to see what's out
Yeah.
there. But maybe I need to do like 18 to 30 because that might
Yeah.
limit it a little bit.
Mhm.
But no, that's a good idea. Like whatever you're feeling that day, just
Yeah.
adjust your age.
But I'll tell you what, if you're looking for a cougar as a guy,
Yeah.
Hinge is
is
your
where
app.
it's at.
Hinge is your app.
You'll have classier ladies on
Yeah.
Hinge.
The three cougars that I've been on a date with, 2 of them that I slept with were from Hinge. The
Tinder
classier
feels I
people-
will tell you right now, Tinder doesn't feel like you almost as a woman, some of them will feel almost like a little immature being on Tinder still, because that was such like a younger like college app, even for me, like 5 years ago. Like that is a younger app. So
Yeah.
like you kind of want something that's a little bit more sophisticated. So that's where you're going to find your hot older ladies on Hinge. So I feel like we should give some examples of what we see
Okay.
by going to the apps.
Maybe like what we like and don't like based off of messages that we've both gotten.
Sure. That's
Okay.
a good idea. You want to go first since you have like 80 unread whatever?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, so one thing that really works for me, I mean, I know it's just me, and any of my friends that are listening to this are going to roll their eyes, but I use astrology a lot on dating apps. And
It fucking works.
it
If a guy
works
is
for me so well.
okay, I will say this right now. Do talk about astrology.
Yeah. Like
Especially if you know what you're
I try to
fucking talking
guess
about.
girls' signs all the time, and even if I'm wrong, I usually get it within the first like 2 or 3 guesses, and a girl is immediately like, "Yeah, let's go for drinks."
Oh my god, I
So-
literally just opened this. For second picture, dog. Third picture, fish.
Dog, fish.
I literally
boat.
just said
What, does he
2
have
of
a
those
truck?
things.
Oh, and he's a Christian.
Oh god, even worse. He's gonna try to get me pregnant. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, so usually like what works for me the best, and this helps being an astrology guy, is that I like guess girls' signs, or like I ask them what their sign is, or I talk about something related to astrology. We live in St. Pete, and that's a very acceptable thing here, so astrology
Do it.
works. A lot of girls ask me what my favorite book that I read was, because in my bio it says something about how I read 26 books last year. Let's see. I have red wine in my bio too. Like it literally just says red
Wonderful.
wine. So a lot of girls are like, "Oh, I'm already sold." Like you like wine, You like
Especially
red
if she's
wine.
like 19 and she's
Yeah.
never had red wine.
Let me show you the ropes. I got some. Even though I don't supply alcohol to minors, but
Sure you don't. Oh my
Definitely
god.
don't. And then I have a few messages of girls that are just like, "Hey there" with like the hard eyes, or like, "Hey there" with the kissy face, or girls that will like my thing that says nothing serious. So, but most of the time, I would say out of all my messages, now that I'm looking through this, 75% of my messages are astrology based. So, guys, if you're not strong in the astrology department and you want to be good on dating apps, fucking learn something about astrology.
Yeah, I feel like that's just a good conversation to have. Wow, that's good. So, let me see what I have. Hold on.
Alcohol.
That's
what you've got.
Okay, another one. This guy was really beautiful, and he decided to ask me to start talking to him, so I haven't gotten back to that. What else? I don't know. I hate to say
look
it.
At this fish I caught.
It's just like, okay, what
Take the fucking fish picture out of your profile.
Off. Get it out of here. So, okay. One of the questions I have on Hinge is, the question is, what is an unusual skill you have? And my answer is drinking a bottle of wine a skill? Because it's
a skill.
It is a skill because I can do that easy.
Yeah.
And this guy answered, the real skill in drinking a whole bottle of wine is not having a hangover the following day. That was intriguing. I've never gotten that. And I was like, ooh, I actually want to answer this because you have to perfect that.
Yeah, it's unique.
That was a good one. Like, even if you take something I've said and you make it your own, but not in a cheesy way, like, just elaborate on it.
Yeah.
You know?
Just find one thing about a girl's profile. Even if it's like the color of her bathing suit, or like where she's at, or like if a girl posts a picture of her in like Thailand, or like just like find
something unique. Find
something you can say something about.
Yeah.
Just
don't be like, hey.
Don't be in a rush. Be like, oh my god, I got a girl to match me. Let me message her right away. Like, just take your time. Think about what you can like message her. Just take your time and just message her and just be creative. That's it.
And from my point of view, I do want to say that, like, if a girl isn't attracted to you, you're not going to get anything back. Like, that's just how it is. Like, sometimes I think guys will answer girls that they're not attracted to because they just need pussies. So that's just how that goes.
78% versus 28%.
Exactly. Yeah. So
don't be desperate. Don't be desperate. I used to be desperate on dating apps. Don't be desperate.
You've learned your lesson.
I've leveled up a little bit. So
yeah, I mean you're getting better with age for sure. I do want to talk about Raya, and I've talked to you about this before. Yes. It's like the famous.
Not sponsored.
We're not sponsored. I fucking wish. I want to try to figure out how I can get on there because it's just like elite people, like famous people use Raya. So yeah, that would be the ideal place for me to go. So it's a dating app, but it's just for like people of status. So you either have to be really pretty much that, or you have to be like very wealthy, or just be in like that like influencer. I think you might have to have like a certain amount of like influencer like follower count. I don't know, but like since I'm like, you know, pretty and like a photographer, maybe I can get on. I don't know, but I'm gonna try. I feel like I could try. I feel like I can be like a poor 26-year-old on there. Yeah, so we'll see. I think you have to be invited to get on the app, but like I don't know how that works because if it's a dating app, you should be able to just apply. So to be continued. Maybe season 2 I will be on Raya.
Sneak peek season 2.
Yeah, that would be so funny. Oh, I don't know. Yeah. We'll see. So yeah, I mean, I guess there is like secret places for, you know, elite people to be. We can't be with the poverty of Hinge anymore.
I feel like in order of classiness, it goes Tinder. It goes Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, and then Plenty of Fish is like somewhere below Tinder, and like
what is that?
Okay, Cupid is somewhere below Tinder. It's like it's like Christian Mingle, but without the Christian. And you like fill out like this whole profile. It's like incredibly detailed. It's like kind of like ridiculous how detailed it is. And
that's terrifying.
Yeah. So like Plenty of Fish is like the bottom of the barrel. Okay, Cupid's like the bottom of the barrel, but like Tinder is next. Bumble is next, and then Hinge is like
Next.
probably the most evolved app that there is right now as far as dating goes.
I honestly think like with the year 2020 has been, we deserve a new like good app.
We
dating
need a good
app.
dating, like a quarantine dating app. Because I hate to admit this, but even during quarantine, like I think everyone was horny as fuck, and I have to say, I have never seen so many girls on Tinder and Hinge and Bumble, Tinder and Hinge, than I've ever seen until like this quarantine happened.
Very interesting.
Everyone's horny. Everyone is on these dating apps.
But it's so like weird because you don't really want to like be with someone. I mean, you don't give a shit, but like you're like, I will share all my germs, and like especially with like the protesting and the rioting now,
condom protects it, right?
Oh yeah, condom protects you from it all. Pregnancy, STDs, corona.
Riots, I'm safe from it all as long as I wear a condom.
Yeah, you're fine. Just go with that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really want to like, I'm just in a different place in life right now.
Just wear a hazmat suit. You'll be fine.
I'll be like, just fill me up through this hazmat suit. It's so sad. Okay, anyway, I think we talked about enough of this. There will definitely be a part 2 in season 2, I'm sure.
Season 2, for sure.
I just smacked myself.
We've had a lot
We've
of wine.
drank some wine, so yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've had some wine. But yeah, if you have any questions about dating apps, we're here.
Actually, just give your advice. If anyone listens to this on YouTube, anywhere, we want info back.
Yeah, and if you have a fucking fish picture, again, for the 15th time,
take off.
Your fish picture off of Tinder.
Take it off.
And if you have country in your bio, just...
Except I do have to say, there's this like really hot younger guy that I'm like a little bit pursuing. Shut up. No, he's not 16. He's a little bit older than that. He takes a lot of fish pictures, but I don't care.
Okay.
I'm not in it for that. So.
Mommy and Daddy's boat with the fish, right?
All right. This was a great episode. See you guys later.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.